Hello folks, this is Robert again from your Sears Hometown store. If you're having trouble tossing and turning in bed, or having a backache, or your partner wakes you up when they come to bed, we can solve your problem with our Sealy Posturepedic mattresses or other name brand mattresses at your Sears Hometown store. So come on down to your Sears Hometown store and get some rest for your eyeballs with one of our Sealy or other fine mattresses.
Just look for the parking lot full of cars. Yep, that's Charlie's Pizza.
Hey, this is Joe Horton out the world's famous Charlie's Pizza. Come down and see us.
First dates, fun with friends, celebrations, a break from work, whatever your excuse for stopping by Charlie's Pizza, everyone understands. Because we all love Charlie's for pizza, pastas, sandwiches, salads, and lots more. What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza specialty? What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza memory? It's the worst kept secret around. It's Charlie's Pizza in Jacksboro. See you there.
Welcome to your Hometown Sears studio. My name is Les Martin, along with our executive producer, Miss Honeybee.
And I'm Brent Allen.
We want to say thank you for taking an hour out of your day to join us here on the Just Sports Show on AM 1450, as well as 1450WLAF.com, also WLAF Channel 12.
That's right.
Before we get started, though, we've got to talk about our sponsors. As always, they make it possible for this to happen.
Yes, they do.
And this is something that we really enjoy. I don't know if you can tell at times, but we do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Anyway, let's get started. First and foremost, we want to thank our Sears, our fantastic Sears store, your Hometown Sears store at the Food City Center in the Woodson's Mall. Go down and see Robert and Gary and Tony and everybody down there. They've got the lawn and garden going on. Hey, don't worry about this cold weather and the snow flurries and things like that. Hey, it's just going to be here for just a minute.
Yeah.
It's going to go away. Matter of fact, it's going to be 62 degrees tomorrow after a chilly start of a low of 25. Almost sound like Jim Freeman, don't I?
Yeah, you're getting there.
I'm getting there. I've got a long way to go. But anyway, the Lawn and Garden at Sears, your Hometown Sears store, their phone number is 562-7700. They have over-the-range microwaves. They have nice glass top range. They also have washer and dryers, refrigerators, you name it, they've got it. Hand tools for the missus. You like that?
I do. Cookware for the men?
Cookware for the men. That's exactly what I was going to say. But anyway, their phone number, like I said, is 562-7700. And that is at your Hometown Sears store, located in the Food City Shopping Center at Woodson's Mall. Also, we want to say thank you to Bird Screen Printing downtown La Follette beside the Birds Memorial Bridge. I know it's a Central Avenue bridge. We've said that many times, but for some reason, Birds just has a special place in our heart.
Absolutely.
He keeps us clothed. He keeps us in our wardrobe.
Keeps us warm.
He does keep us warm. Also, if you have a baseball team, baseball's soon starting up. If you're waiting this late to get your uniforms, you're way behind. So guess what? Put the pressure on Mr. Burge. He can deliver for you. He'll get your uniforms to you. The phone number is 562-3044. Go down and see Larry, Kobe, and Don. They will take care of each and every need that you may have, whether it's political signs, political hats. It doesn't really matter. They can take care of it.
That's right.
Also, we want to say thank you to Charlie's Pizza. Often imitated, never duplicated. For 38 long years, they've been doing pizza the right way. It's lasted this long. It stood the test of time. For call-in orders, the phone number is 562-0116. Or if you'd like to go in and sit down, it's a great family atmosphere. They're open Monday through Saturday. Of course, they're closed on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Every Thursday during football season, the Just Sports crew will be there live. Live action. Oh, that's something else.
Yeah.
But like I said, go in and sit down, have a great time, and enjoy the pizza. If you don't want pizza, they've got plenty of other things to choose from the menu items. I particularly like, fantastically like the chicken breast with mushrooms and mozzarella cheese on top of it. It is
Still haven't had one.
Good. Really?
No.
Just like it.
I agree. Great salad bar, too.
Oh, the salad bar
Fresh.
is awesome.
Good.
Always fresh. Plenty of stuff to choose from. Even that small space.
Mhm.
They make magnificent progress with that small
They
space.
do.
Don't
Very efficient.
Very efficient. Thank you for calling Just Sports. You're on the air.
Hey,
Hey, Waddy.
well, that old Congo Martin leaving, buddy.
Well, you know, I always said I didn't think he was the coach that's going to take Tennessee to the next level. And now we know the reason why he's not going to be the coach to take Tennessee to the next level. I was surprised. I was at shock, much like everybody else in Knoxville was. I think, to me, though, after I heard about the news today and got to thinking about the fact that he didn't take the Marquette job, and it took him so long to sign, he never did sign the new contract that Dave Hart had for him. We never did hear any more about it. It just kind of made me wonder, in the back of his mind, did he know that some other team was coming after him? I don't know. What do you think about the move?
Well, I'm glad he took off because that's the way they done him over there.
Yeah, with signing the petition and talking about Bruce Pearl and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's one thing about it. He sure did wait until Bruce Pearl got a contract before he took off for the California job or any other job for that fact.
Yeah.
So,
Bruce Pearl got to think quicker than before his game was over anyhow. So
yeah, and you know what? Just hiring Bruce Pearl, we're going to talk about Simeon Bowers. He was a recruit. He's like 6'7", 261 pounds, that signed with Auburn, even though Bruce Pearl is still under the show cause penalty, not unless the NCAA lifted that, lifted that against him. I don't know if that's the case or not, but the point being is just because Bruce Pearl's there draws attention for recruits to go play Auburn basketball.
well, now who are they going to get to Tennessee now?
Well, they're talking about, some of the Knoxville stations are talking about Rick Stansbury, Greg Marshall, also Ben Howland, that just got fired from UCLA back in March, I believe it was, and a couple others. But I don't think Dave Hart, I don't like Dave Hart, just to be perfectly honest with you. I think he's going to take his time and choose the guy right, just like he did with the football program.
Yeah.
We didn't think that the football program was a good hire. I don't know if it is a good hire or not. I do like Butch Jones, though. I will say that. He is a very good people person. He's very good when it comes to public relations and getting the fans behind his program and what he's teaching and coaching, the same way with his players. But Dave Hart, for example, is not going to let you know anything until he hires somebody. That's the part I hate the most, I think, because I'm a nosy kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I don't think Greg Marshall will leave Wichita State to come coach for the University of Tennessee. Rick Stansbury has been out of coaching for 2 years. He retired, said he wanted to spend more time with his family. Whether or not that time is up and he was wanting to get back into coaching. And Rick Stansbury, to be honest with you, is a very good basketball coach, much like Greg Marshall is a very good basketball coach as well. But I look for Dave Hart to pick somebody from a mid-major, and I'm going to throw a name out there tonight, and I'm going to say Michael White. Michael White is the head coach of Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. I think they're Bulldogs down in Louisiana. He is a proven winner at that level, but I don't think he can win at the I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't think, but I don't know if he can win at the next level as far as the Tennessees, the Alabamas, the big schools like that.
Yeah.
But it will not surprise me, to be perfectly honest with you, it will not surprise me if he don't go after somebody like a Michael White.
Well, what about that summer boy?
Well, he is now a coach at Louisiana Tech as a head basketball coach, and he is one of the youngest head basketball coaches in NCAA history, and he is coaching the women's team.
Well,
As a matter of fact,
he could coach the boys, though.
well, he could, but how much respect would you have for a kid that was about your age?
Well,
I mean, I've heard people say the same thing about Coach Housley and the basketball team up there at Campbell County High School. Coach Housley's pretty young. I don't know how his age, just to be honest with you, maybe 23, I guess. But a lot of people think Coach Housley won't be successful because of his age, which I disagree with that. I think that if you can present a teaching tool and a coaching method, and you have an idea and you've got a plan put together, I think you can win just about anywhere you go as long as you can get the players to come play for you.
Well, if they're the same age, you don't need to probably get 4 hours.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I agree, and I think there's something else to look at. With the basketball lineage he comes from,
Right.
he obviously will have respect. He'll just have to command the respect out there from them. He'll have to be very strict, or he would have to be very strict and be a disciplinarian, just like his mom. And I think he could do it. I don't think we'll ever see him, but I think he could.
Very possible. I don't know why he chose to go into the women's
All right,
coaching
we'll
role.
see.
All right, see you, buddy. It's one of those situations, and I was going to throw some numbers out there real quick about the Conzo Martin, but before we do, we certainly appreciate you calling in and talking about Conzo Martin. Here's what we're going to talk about tonight. Of course, we're going to talk about the Conzo Martin job. We're also going to talk about Simeon Bowers, which is a recruit that Auburn picked up since Bruce Pearl has become the coach there. Matter of fact, it's his first recruit. Ben Howland. We're also going to talk about Greg Marshall, as well as we're going to talk about Rick Stansbury. But before we get to all of that, we're going to be talking about Campbell County Cougar baseball team. They got canceled tonight. Also, the soccer team, they were canceled also.
The softball team was also canceled.
Softball was canceled as well. But we're going to get to that in just a minute. Thank you for calling Just Sports. You on the air.
Hi there.
Hey, how are you?
Get your ready.
Guess where you're at?
Uh-huh.
California.
Nope.
Albuquerque.
Nope.
Where?
At the hospital.
At the hospital.
Yeah, with my mom.
Oh, okay. I started saying, how's she doing?
He's sticking up stomach and throwing him in. And you'll see him how to raise and infect the kidneys.
Well, that's not good. We'll certainly be saying a prayer for you.
If we go to.
Okay. We can do that. How are you holding up?
Pretty good. I'm worried about mom.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you are. I mean, that's part of it. That's a part of the mother-daughter combination, much like a father-son deal, you know? Not saying that the son don't worry about the mother and vice versa, but that's pretty much what you hear more nowadays than ever.
Like I came into you tonight.
You can't.
I'm at the hospital.
That's true.
Is there a TV in there with a Comcast on it? You can watch us.
They got some kids. They ain't gonna come kids.
They don't. Well,
They ought to.
they ought to. They ought to have Channel 12, WLAF up there as well. But if you've got a smartphone, you can look up. Have you got a smartphone?
I got straight top phone.
Okay. Can you get the internet on the Straight Talk phone? Okay.
Around the break in a note.
What's that?
I said I do it in a note.
Okay. Well, doggone it anyway. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Then go back to sitting with your mama.
Okay.
Who's your favorite team?
Go Cougars.
We'll talk to you Thursday.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Campbell County baseball, like we said, was canceled. They were supposed to play Clinton. The game was start time was at 4:30. Of course, it's canceled. Softball team was canceled. Soccer also was canceled. And the soccer team, by the way, is 6-0 because they beat Gibbs on April. Let me pull it up here real quick. April 10th, they beat Gibbs by a score of 2-0. Jack Jeffers scored a goal. I don't know who else scored the goal. I'm sorry, but they have played extremely well. They're 6-0.
Who would have thought that?
And here's the thing. I talked to a parent / fan of the soccer team.
Mhm.
And This year, they're not playing the varsity
Right.
simply because they want to make sure that they stick around.
Sure.
That the program stays intact, which I don't know why that it wouldn't.
Mhm.
I think once you have a program at the high school level, I think you just continue with it, right?
Sure.
So, with that being said, I would say next year they're going to be playing some varsity. By that time, some of these young kids that's learning and winning and getting that valuable experience will certainly help them next year. But you're right. Who would have thought that they would have been 6-0 because they are beating teams that's had soccer programs as well
Right.
in the past, that's had junior varsity, that's been playing a lot longer than we have.
Yeah, and a more organized youth group coming up,
Correct.
soccer for many years.
Correct. So, with that being said, I think that our soccer program is headed in the right direction. And it's my fault, folks. I'm sorry. I said I was going to get Shane Wolfenbarger on the show. I have neglected to do that. I do apologize. But I will make that priority tomorrow to call him and get in contact with him to where we can get him on the show. Maybe he can call in Thursday. They've got a game Thursday. The 17th is Thursday.
Yes, that's correct.
They will play Cumberland Gap at home. The Campbell County Cougar soccer team will play Cumberland Gap on the 17th of this month, which is Thursday. So in the meantime, I'll try my best to see if I can get him to at least call in Thursday night.
That would be good.
Hopefully it will be after a win. If it's like everything else, the first 6 games, it's going to be a win for the Campbell County soccer
It
team.
will likely be 7-0.
Likely be 7-0. Let's hope that they are.
Hey, quick note before I forget. The speed and agility training is still going on at the high school on Saturday mornings. I believe it's at 10 o'clock. Is that what it was before? Unfortunately, we got sidetracked, and young CJ didn't mention to me, didn't remind me like he usually does, and we got sidetracked. And I was under the impression that maybe it had stopped, but it has not stopped, folks. It's $5. It's well worth it. They get a solid hour of training with some great coaches. Get a lot of techniques that they're going to be using throughout their little careers.
And you know what I look at that's most important? They get quality coaching.
Yeah, it's quality coaching, and getting to be around the coaches that are hopefully going to be their coaches, down the road.
Correct. They keep winning. As long as we keep paying them, they'll stay here. Let's hope that's the case.
Exactly.
They certainly have the DNA
That's right.
to make that happen, and we certainly, as taxpayers, have that DNA to make that our part of that happen.
No, I certainly hope so.
And-
They do a great job.
They do a fantastic job, and like I said, it's quality coaching in kids. Is not that the kids are not getting quality coaching at the volunteer football league. I'm not saying that, but it's a little different.
Sure. They're on another level, obviously, and they have a lot of experience and equipment and training that other folks don't have or don't have the use of, and or knowledge. And they do a great job of teaching these young kids, things that they'll be using in the future, and giving them the ability to reach those athletic goals that they may not without those.
Exactly, and you need to give it to them when they're young like that, instead of waiting until they get a little older.
And let's be honest, that's what happened with our high school team when they came to work at Campbell County. They had to basically start over.
Ground zero.
Right. The guys didn't know much about the kind of training that they do, and obviously you can see the difference that it's made throughout the years they've been here. So they're doing things right, and any kid that goes would benefit from it.
Yes, absolutely, I agree with that. Talking about, we're going to talk. Did you hear about Alden Smith, the linebacker for San Francisco 49ers, making a verbal bomb threat at Los Angeles Airport?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. This is the guy that missed a few weeks last year to go to substance abuse rehab.
Mhm.
They said he smelled like alcohol. And of course, folks, that's what he went into rehab for, was alcohol abuse. They said he smelled like alcohol, like he had been drinking. He was not drunk. But someone heard him say in the line at McDonald's, or not the line at McDonald's, but sometime during the time, he made a comment about a bomb threat. And while he was standing in the line at the McDonald's inside the airport, they came and arrested him. So he's out on bail now. But if you're San Francisco 49ers, this is his 5th year, and they have the possibility of either picking up his 5th year or denying, turning down his 5th year. And early reports say that they will not take on his 5th year. They're going to wait by. Would you?
Absolutely. I think if you don't have enough sense in this day and age to know better than to mention the word bomb in an airport, then you don't deserve to be making that kind of money.
You can be like another Hernandez, the Hernandez from New England.
Oh yeah.
Hernandez. By the way, I wanted to throw out something too. Aaron Hernandez is being investigated out of making a comment that he was going to kill a guard.
Really?
Well, yeah. Now, what kind of sense does that make? You're already in jail for murder, and then you're going to talk about killing a guard?
Yeah, that's not smart. He won't fare well in that situation.
Also, Chris Johnson, here, more of a bit of good news now. Chris Johnson reportedly will travel to the Jets Thursday. I start to say tomorrow, but it's going to be Thursday to work out for the Jets and to meet with the Jets. I think that would be a pretty good fit for Chris Johnson.
Well, I mean,
Unfortunately, they don't have a quarterback who can throw the ball, so they're going to be key and run all the time. But still yet, I think you don't have to worry about sharing duties, don't have to worry about taking a back seat to anybody else. He's going to be the man.
yeah, but I just don't think he's got it anymore. He's got the speed. I just don't think he has the heart.
Yeah.
And I think that's why his numbers have kind of dwindled.
Well, that's true. I mean, they have dwindled tremendously, and once you lose the heart, you can't pay somebody enough. It's almost like I've said for years. You can pay somebody a salary, but you can't pay them enough to care about what type of job they do.
Exactly.
If they don't care, it doesn't matter how much money you're going to pay them.
You're right.
Thank you, College of Sports. You on the air?
Well, I'm glad you're on tonight.
I'm sorry about Thursday night. I do apologize. I was.
Well, I figured you was up at that shindig they had.
Yeah, that's where we were.
We were. Where?
That's where you were. I knew it. Up there eating too much.
No, actually, I wasn't. I was at home Thursday, and I should have been on, but I wasn't, and I do apologize. And I told my buddy over here to the left of me that from now on, I've got to make sure I'm on regardless.
Well, did you go to church yesterday? Did you go to church yesterday?
Yesterday was
Monday. No, I did not go.
Sunday?
I went Sunday. I didn't go Monday.
No, I did not go Sunday.
Okay. We had one of our older deacons that passed away, and they'll have his funeral tomorrow night. So I won't be calling you Thursday night either.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what I hope that Les Martin does not do. Keep rubbing his hands till it looks like comes on.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Huh?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I hate shaved heads.
Oh. My head's
They,
not.
they call them skinheads in these cities, and I don't like that.
Oh, that's just an ugly term that they use.
Mine-
That's
So
all.
it's what they look like. You know they blister. No matter what color you are, you've got your head.
Too much sun is too much sun. You're right.
Don't ever run a cow, but it blisters. It blisters in a cow too, because I was traveling on. I know it does. I mean outside.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What makes you think that I'm going to start looking like Conzo Martin?
So you keep rubbing that head?
Oh, okay. I got a haircut. I thought that's what you was talking about.
Well, I say you rub your hair all the time.
That's because it feels good.
Well, you better keep your hands off of it, because you have rocks and gravel and everything, pepper and salt and everything, and you've got it in your hair.
Oh, okay.
And you won't have none if you keep rubbing it like you're doing.
All right. I'll take your advice.
All right. You're going to church Sunday, aren't you, for Easter?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Where you go, you better get there,
Okay.
'cause there'll be sports after Easter. Hey, you going to eat Saturday, ain't you, or Sunday?
No, because I ain't never seen no bunny rabbit lay no eggs. Absolutely. I don't believe in no Easter bunny.
Come down to Cold Lake. Our church is going to have fun day Saturday.
Well, this
And
is,
we'll show you how to have fun and then go to church the next day. If you don't fall and break your neck.
well, this is what I would like. The only way that I'm going to come and hunt eggs if y'all put $50 bills in those plastic eggs. I'll be.
Hey, if we do that, we might new feet going to church.
If you do what?
If we got $50 for each egg, we'll put a new seat to church somewhere.
Well, I understand that, but I could use that $50.
Well, yeah.
Well, who couldn't in this county? Everywhere you go, they want 50. I can buy a sticker for my tag.
Yeah, I understand.
See right by the rest of my bills too.
Yeah, what do you think about Conzo Martin leaving?
Well, I thought they got to aggravate his pretty little wife, and then if I'd been her, I'd have kept. She looked like she's short to me. I saw her on the TV sitting down where she'd done some charity for him. I'd have kicked her. I'd have kicked him if I'd ended up right on my run.
Yeah, she is.
He had to quit acting like, well, he's a macho man. Macho football players can't play basketball together. You gotta have somebody with hands small enough to reach in there and slap that ball. You can't have a giant to slap the ball away from this fella's arm. Or yanking away from his arm.
Yeah,
If you ever get a jump ball that way, you get a foul.
understood.
See you.
Bye. All right, folks, it's time for a break, as always. 30 minutes going like that. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Conzo Martin, him taking a track to California. He's in California now, the last that we've heard or I heard. Also, we're going to be talking about Greg Marshall along with Rick Stansbury, even also Ben Howland. We're going to talk about some Tennessee recruits, a little bit of information from CBS Sports, as always.
And a couple of awards we didn't talk about for the football team, but we'll get to in a minute.
Absolutely. So, you're watching Just Sports.
WLAF Sports Network.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming into your Sears hometown store for all your lawn and garden needs. And remember, we have appliances, so be sure to come in and buy a washer so you don't get laundry up to your eyeballs.
Hi, folks. I'm Gary at Sears. For every box of detergents that's sold, Robert said he'd give me a raise, so please come by and buy some. Thank you.
See Robert, Gary, and the entire crew at your hometown Sears store, Food City Center, Woodson Mall of Follett.
Just look for the parking lot full of cars. Yep, that's Charlie's Pizza.
Hey, this is Joe Horton at the world famous Charlie's Pizza. Come down and see us.
First dates, riding with friends, celebrations, a break from work, whatever your excuse for stopping by Charlie's Pizza, everyone understands. Because we all love Charlie's for pizza, pastas, sandwiches, salads, and lots more. What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza specialty? What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza memory? It's the worst kept secret around. It's Charlie's Pizza in Jacksboro. See you there.
Welcome back to the Tuesday night edition of Just Sports. My name is Les Martin, along with Brent Allen. And let's talk about the awards you were talking about. And thank you so much, Renee Bailey.
Yes, thank you for the reminder. We should have had this on. Well, we would have last Thursday. But
Yes, we would have.
I'm glad we were reminded. But congratulations to Jeff Price. I'm just going to read it out for exactly as it is because she did a great job with it. Congratulations to Jeff Price, who was honored this past Saturday at the East Tennessee Chapter National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame with a Distinguished Service Award, and Mr. Nick Bailey, who was one of 36 to be honored as a student athlete. Obviously, congratulations to those guys.
Absolutely.
Jeff Price does a great job. Nick Bailey needs no, we've said a million times what a great job he's done and will continue to do. And continue
Even after he's gone,
Yeah.
we'll talk about Nick Bailey.
I agree. A couple of great guys there, class acts. So congratulations to them and the football team.
Yep. Fun calling Just Sports, you on the air.
Hey, fellas, it's Big Earl from Jacksboro. How y'all doing tonight?
Buddy, we're doing awesome. How are you?
Oh, Big Earl is wonderful. Big Earl's on
It must be nice to be Big Earl.
Hey, fellas, let me tell y'all something. I'm so confused. I was watching y'all's commercials during the break. Big Earl always pays attention. And he always, tries to support all of your sponsors. But what in the world is a guy named Jerry owning a place called Charlie's? I'm so confused right now, I don't know what to say. Did the guy forget his name when he named his restaurant?
No, it was named that 38 years ago, and he's just continued the tradition.
Well, Big Earl's confused, but he still loves Charlie's Pizza, even though a guy named Jerry owns it. So I'm very happy about it. I love Charlie's Pizza.
I do as well.
And so I'll try to overcome my confusion.
Well, now,
with
Big,
Charlie's Pizza.
Big Ed's been gone for some time in Oak Ridge, yet it's still Big Ed's. So,
But let me tell y'all something. Big Ed wasn't named Bill, was he? It's Big Ed.
well, I know, but Big Ed's no. Never mind.
Hey, I heard they got another guy up there. I heard they hunted for 3 years to find another guy named Ed.
That's possible.
Hey, fellas, let me tell y'all something about Kyle Conzo. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw out a Carnac and Grace right off the bat.
Uh-oh.
Right, y'all ready?
Yep.
Here we go. The answer is California Dreaming.
Yeah.
The question is, what are all the California basketball fans going to do when they go watch Conzo play that boring basketball play?
Yeah. I agree. They're probably going to start rooting for another team, I guess.
Hey, fellas, we're taking a beat in the media. They always say, oh, Tennessee fans got what they deserve. Oh, Hart got what he deserves. Oh, Conzo got out of town and gave the big, dose stuff to the nose and let me tell you something. He left for a worse program. He left for a worse job because that's the only job he can get out of town. Because let me tell you something, fellas, and I joked about it a couple of weeks ago. When Bruce Paul rolls into town midway through the year next year and beats us, he wasn't going to last the season anyway.
Right.
Yeah, he saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah, he was gone. Let's face it. Everybody talked about this great run in the Sweet 16, and it was a great run. But fellas, we were a Sweet 16 ball club all along. We all knew it, which is why we were so frustrated when they didn't play like it. But there's a Sweet 16 basketball team that had to go play a game in state
You're right.
to get into the tournament. Now, I'm sorry. That's inexcusable. He finally got them to meet expectations 1 out of 3 years, and he did it with mainly Bruce Pearl's talent.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's going to be left with nothing this year anyway. I tell you what, I think the man made a good move to get out of town when he could, because he got to leave on his own terms, at least somewhat. That Marquette job, it wasn't that he didn't take the Marquette job. They decided to go somebody else, or he would have taken that job in a heartbeat, I think.
Yeah, because it's closer to where he lives at. Or where he did live at, or
Absolutely. He
where
would
he's
have
from.
taken that job. I don't have a doubt about it. That place is kind of in turmoil, too. I don't think they even got an athletic director up there. I'm happy for him. I hope he does a good job. But Conzo is Gonzo. Now we got to worry about finding somebody else.
I'm not going to like Dave Hart heading this whole thing up because of the simple fact of the way he did it during the football process.
Well, I tell you, it's a tough job, fellas. I tell you, that's going to be a hire that, I think you got to go one of two ways. You either look short-term fix with a high-profile name for a couple of years, and I'm going to throw a name out. Y'all may laugh about it. Y'all may think I'm crazy, and no, it ain't going to be David Cutcliffe. And it ain't going to be Johnny Majors. I promise. I wasn't going to do any Johnny Majors jokes tonight. But hey, I tell you what. Let's go get somebody for a few years. Let's see how Bruce Pearl does at Auburn for a few years. I think Bruce Pearl will come back in a heartbeat if he does any good at all. That buyout clause will keep dropping and dropping there for a couple of years. But let's go out and get it. Hey, you know what? Go get Larry Brown for a couple of years. Look what he did with SMU. And that man likes to travel. That man likes to travel all over the country. So bring him to he never coached in the SEC. Bring him to the SEC. Let him coach for a couple of years. He'll put us in good position. He'll win us a bunch of ball games. He'll probably get us in the tournament. And then after 2 or 3 years, when he's off to go off to do whatever else, then you bring in your guy that you target now. For the next couple of years, and you target the guy and bring him on, whether it's Bruce Pearl or somebody else.
So you wouldn't go after Greg Marshall?
If I can get
Well, here's the situation. He makes $1.75 million right now plus bonuses, so it could be well over $2 million a year. I don't think Tennessee's willing to pay that type of money.
We got to. I don't think we got a choice, fellas. I don't think we got any choice at all. We're going to have to pay some money to bring the next guy in. You can't go out and hire, you got lucky with Bruce Pearl, the guy with a diamond in the rough, and it was a tremendous hire. Congo Martin was an average hire. He was a good coach, good quality guy, but he was okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go okay. I don't think you can take a chance on, let's go underpay somebody and hope he works out as good as the Bruce Pearl does. I don't think you can take the chance. I think you got to lay it on the line this year and show that you're going to do something. Because let me tell you something, sir. We're a top 10 program attendance-wise, but you make the wrong move here, and it could be fatal to this program for the next 10 years.
That's true.
I agree.
And it's scary. And I tell you what, that ain't going to be an easy job. That's not an easy job to hire the next coach. Because I just don't think it's automatic. Somebody waiting in the wings to come on board. And you're just not going to go get, really, truly, I was kind of joking, a little bit joking about Larry Brown. But, you're not going to find many guys that have a great pedigree in the coaching ranks that's going to be willing to come here. We've talked about that for years. We've thrown out all kinds of names over the years, and nobody's come. So I'm a little nervous about that. Little nervous about that. It's going to be a tough job to hire the next basketball coach, and I don't know. I don't think there's anything out there that's going to be a sure thing. I think there's all going to be a guess.
What about Rick Stansbury?
I like it. I liked him at Stanford. Was it Stanford where he used to coach? Or was he the old Mississippi State coach?
Old Mississippi State coach.
I'm not excited about that. I don't want a NTC retread. Don't want a retread. I'd rather you go after and find maybe a real hot up and comer mid major than an SEC retread. Although he did a good job at Mississippi State, what happened to him? He just quit.
He retired. He retired 2 years ago. He is the only coach over the past 10 years that has won the most Southeastern Conference championships besides Kentucky. You believe that? He's won 8.
That's go higher to me. What's the girl thinking?
Out of 11 seasons. 11 times in 14 seasons, he took them to the NCAA and the NIT tournaments. Before he got there in 27 years, they only had two times that they made it to a tournament.
Wow.
I tell you what, that's a pretty good credentials right there. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Hey, Bert, guess what Big Earl did this weekend?
What's that?
Big Earl went to the big orange and white game. First time since 1994 when the orange and white game was held in Chattanooga.
Wow.
Y'all know that was held in Chattanooga in 1994?
I did not.
Nor did I.
They were putting sod down in Neyland Stadium in that off season, so they couldn't play the orange and white game there, so they went to Chattanooga and played.
So what did you
There's
think?
a little truth. We drop the knowledge again, but hey, let me tell you something. Orange and white game. Those receivers are scary good, Tony. They're scary good.
Yeah, they actually mentioned Josh Malone on ESPN as one of the top 3 spring practice or spring ball game players in the country. Apparently, they were pretty impressed with him.
Yeah, he looked really good. I thought Hurd ran pretty well. I still don't know about the quarterback fellas. I can't get a good read on. I tell you what, I'll say this, Josh Dobbs. I'm wondering who that guy is, because he don't look nothing like he did last year. He's gained like 40 pounds.
Wow.
He looks like he rolled out there for the first time and ran on the field. And I was like, who's that guy? Thinking that's Josh Dobbs. I said, Josh Dobbs, the skinny little kid from Atlanta. That ain't Josh Dobbs. And somebody said he's gained 40 pounds in the offseason.
Good night.
I'm telling you, he looks like a different football player, which is what he needed. And I thought he played pretty well. I thought our original starting quarterback, Worley. I thought Worley played pretty well. I think we're going to be
Riley Ferguson. He's my pick.
Well, I don't know, man. I think he's okay, but boy, there were a couple times where he just did not see the blitzes coming, did not see that, got kicked on a few things. He fumbled the ball. I don't know. He showed some signs, but I think he was definitely not one to talk to.
Big Earl, did I hear correctly that Josh Dobbs had a 61-yard running touchdown? Is that correct?
Hey, not only that, Worley ran one for about 49 yards down the one.
Well, what is the deal? Have they gotten better, or is your defense that bad?
These defensive lines look small. They look really small. And that's what's scary. I think our linebackers look pretty good. I thought we played the run pretty well. But I tell you, I'll say this. I think the one thing that I did see from that game more than anything else is I saw some depth. I finally saw multiple teams come out on the field and look like they can compete. So I think he's finally built up some depth on that team. But I tell you what, we'll have a hard time stopping the run this year, fellas. But hey, let me tell you the most exciting thing of the whole day, though, was watching Tony Robinson win the MVP award at the flag football game at halftime.
That had to be awesome.
I'm telling you, Tony Robinson can play some football still today.
Yeah, they said he still got it.
He's still got it, man. He's got a cannon. He intercepted a pass at the end of the game. He looks about the same size, weight as he did back in '85.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, I think you could throw a uniform on him. I don't think anybody's known the difference. He could have come out there and looked like the old Tony Robinson of old.
Wow.
It was pretty impressive. But I tell you, the only thing that was missing was Tony Robinson being coached by the one and only Johnny Majors.
Yeah.
Okay, fellas, I'm taking up this time. Okay, I got to drop one more Cornex the Great on you already.
Yeah.
Okay, the answer is, how many zeros are in 5 million?
The answer is,
The answer is, what is Bruce Pearl asking his agent right now as he signs his check to get out of Auburn University?
yeah, really.
I think he's going to pay for that. I think he's going to pay for that himself, fellas, to get out there and take that cake down.
That'd be nice.
His wife would love that.
All right, so thanks, Big Earl. Drop the knowledge that he's got.
All right, see you, buddy. I said earlier about Michael White.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce, Lord have mercy, Big Earl said something about he would like to go see them hire a mid-major. Michael White is 37 years old. He has a record of 74-31. He's got a 70% winning percentage. And his playing career, he played at Ole Miss. Also, as far as his coaching career, he coached at Jacksonville State, Ole Miss assistant, and now 2011 to present, he's a head basketball coach of Louisiana Tech. That may be a good hire for the University of Tennessee, Michael White. He's 37 years old. He's young enough to have he's young enough to be energetic and have that, get the crowd into it, and to be a good public relations type guy like Bruce Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not looking for somebody to take up Bruce Pearl's spot. I'm looking for a coach that has his own identity. If I'm Dave Hart.
Yeah, but if his identity happens to be a lot like Bruce Pearl, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Because he did have all the tools, you know.
Exactly. But and he's also old enough to where he can discipline the kids, and he would have to be a good recruiter simply because of the fact of him having a winning record at Louisiana Tech. That's not a good place to coach.
That's true.
Thank College of Sports, you on the air.
How you guys doing?
We're doing awesome, buddy. How are you doing?
Just fine. The Reds are doing pretty good tonight.
Well, you know what? They are 4-8. Last I checked, they were 4-8. Is that still the case?
I don't know if they won last night or not.
It got canceled last night because of the rain, I believe.
Yeah,
I believe it did.
Postponed.
that's what the record was, 4-8. I seen the paper say that.
So I'm kind of disappointed because I said firing Dusty Baker was the thing that they should do. But now looking at Mr. Price, the manager, Brian Price, I think's his name. I'm thinking it's a bad move. Maybe they
Well,
did.
it's early.
Yeah.
So they're up 7-3 last I seen. I don't know. Last night was that game not played enough innings to finish the game.
That's the way I understood it. That was under I was under the impression that it would be postponed and I thought it was going to be completed today.
Let's get to the big stuff here. Conzo
Yep.
Well, I think he just went ahead and followed Stokes out the door. What do you think?
You know what I was going to ask
Yeah.
Big Earl? And I kind of wonder, I just kind of wonder if Coach Martin told Jarnell, I'm leaving.
Yeah, get out while you can.
Get out while you can. I've wondered about that.
Big Earl makes some awful good points. I'll say that.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
His sports.
Yeah, he is full of knowledge. That is fact.
I'm proud of it.
Well, all they got to do is take that for next year. We're going to have to borrow Conzo anyway, right? Take that $3 million we're going to have to pay him with. Go ahead and pay Auburn their $2 million. Bring our cousins back to Tennessee.
Yeah.
You think that's the case?
It could happen. It's not out of our reach. I don't think it's happened before in places.
Yeah.
So,
Is
even
it-
if it don't, they need to go after a good coach.
I agree. I mean, I like this Greg Marshall, and I think if you said he's 1.7, is that correct?
He's 1.75.
I say offer him $2 million plus incentives, bonuses, whatever, maybe 2.2. Go ahead and make it worth his while to come out here.
He's got a
Is he from Wichita State? That's one of
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly where he's from. His winning percentage overall, he's a 70% winning percentage. His overall record is 368 wins and 154 losses. That's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Well, as long as we can get a winner, we don't care who it is, do we?
That's
true.
a fact. I agree with that.
I don't think Conzo was the guy. I think it's time for him to go on. I think he made a good choice, and I thought he took the Marquette job, but I don't blame him for leaving early because he wouldn't have stayed around long.
The Reds lost that game last night because they're 4-9,
Okay.
and the Cubs are ahead of the Reds. I know. I probably am not going to be able to say that all season.
Yeah,
so
enjoy it while you can.
enjoy it while I can. Thank you.
What I've been waiting on this is about a 6-game or 3-game series with Cubs, and then go up there and play them 3 more.
Yeah.
Roll, and that way we can get back on track.
Get back in the winning column.
You know what? I would like to go to a Cincinnati Reds Chicago Cubs game this year.
I like to.
I definitely, most certainly need to go.
I like that hybrid going there.
You like that? I thought you might enjoy that.
Where'd you get it at?
I can't recall. Some fine Mr. got it for me. I can't recall exactly.
I do that one. I've seen him once.
Yes, sir, it was. Thank you.
That's why I asked. He gave you and Greg one.
That's right.
You had another Cub on there with you one night, didn't even know it.
Who's that?
David Graham.
Oh, yeah. Colonel? Yeah.
The big Cub is sitting together, didn't even know it.
Well, you know what? They haven't won since 1984. You know, I mean, really a winning season that I can recall since 1984. They may have, well, they had one here a few years ago when Moises Alou run over and tried to catch a ball that the fan got in front of. I forgot about that when they went to the playoffs.
Well, let's get some time for Cougars. I'm getting ready for Cougar football.
Oh, boy, we are too. We are, I'm telling you. And here's the thing. It's going to be on 100.9 this year because sometime in May, I don't know exactly the date. I kind of do, but I'm not for sure, so I'm not going to say it if I'm not for sure. I'm like Jimmy Himes when it comes to that stuff. I want to be for sure before I say anything. But it's going to be on 100.9. That is a for sure. It's going to be on the FM side, and it's going to be WLAF. Also, we're going to have it on 1450WLAF.com. But I'm excited about the FM side. Ain't you, Burge?
We better blue.
That's big time.
That's big time.
Hey, and I'll tell you something else. We don't need to win 9 games
think that there will be some teams that will be better, but I think at the same time, I think that Coach Price and them they're very good at taking the talent that they have and putting them in positions to be successful. Now, I think they'll make their adjustments with some of the younger talent that they have. With that being said, I think that we can probably run off 9-10 games. I really believe that.
I think so too. And by the way, man, he's not no 23-year-old. He is. I'm 15.
Well, I didn't know how old he was.
He's about 27, I think.
27.
It might be 28, but I don't know. He may get mad at me when he hears that.
Well, I certainly didn't mean any disrespect. One day he'll be glad that I kind of shot low on his age
Sure, yeah.
when he gets to be my age.
I hope he turns it around this year. I think he will. He's a good coach.
He will. He'll turn it around.
Some good talent coming in.
Yeah, I think he'll turn it around. I think that over the last couple of years have been pretty tough for him getting the kids to buy into the program. And you know what? I'll just be perfectly honest with you. I think that the parents need to buy into the program and support the coach, plain and simple. I think when the parents do not support the coach, I think that bleeds over to the kids not supporting the coach by going out and playing hard for the coach. That's my opinion.
Right. Good talking to you guys. I'll let you go and talk to somebody else.
All righty. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye. Brings up a good point. I think Coach Hauser will turn it around. And I didn't know he was that old, just to be honest with you.
Yeah, not that that's old or anything. He's still pretty close to that.
He's still young.
Yeah.
He's still a lot younger than I am. Let me just say that. Like 20 years younger than I am.
Give or take. Yeah.
Yeah, give or take. Thank God Just Sports you on the air.
I'll tell you what, Campbell County and Tennessee had better do. They better not be getting these warm weather coaches and their families to come to cold Tennessee in the winter. It gets cold out there and the wind blows and gets some good tan. But here, if you get the tan, you're going to be froze
Right.
for winter.
Yeah.
And them tanning beds are so burning.
Yeah.
We need a coach that's got a family who doesn't have a family yet that comes to UT. And that's the kind of coaches we have to have at Campbell County High School, not for our weather coaches,
I agree.
any kind of weather coaches.
Yeah.
If they can't stand the heat, they better get in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Learn how to cook.
I agree.
These restaurants, like they like, is too expensive where you can't afford to drink the water.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. How can you afford, after coming off a mediocre 3 years with Conzo Martin, and I say mediocre, I mean the guy was 63-41, that's pretty impressive. But we forget about what he's done and we only look at what he's not done. But
Well, I know what he has done. He's brought a bunch of bugs to law. And that don't work on a football team. Or if they can't walk down the street without fighting or having to stay in the barns, they don't need to be playing sports.
well, in defense to Conzo Martin, I did not hear of any of his players
Well,
in 3 years.
I'm talking about football.
Oh, okay.
If they don't behave in the dorm, they don't behave on the court.
Right. I agree with that.
That is just the reason they need to be kicked out of school.
Yes. And which,
But they would be your youth.
correct.
Keep order or get out.
I agree.
Yes, I do.
Love you boys, because you believe like I do. Yes, are here with you.
That's right.
Yes, we are. 100%. Bye. That brings me to my next point, Simeon Bowers.
Mhm.
He's 6'7", 261 pounds. He's Auburn's #1 recruit. He's the #1 JUCO player out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or that's where he's from, is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But here's the deal. He first committed to Florida State back in September of last year. He got in trouble January of this year. Guess what he got in trouble doing?
Uh-oh. What?
eating marijuana, trying
Oh,
to
my
conceal
goodness.
the evidence from the police officers that stopped him during a traffic stop in Florida.
Well, that concerns me about Bruce Pearl. I mean, I love the guy, and I'm not going to jump ship on him. I mean, even though he's turned his back on us, that concerns me. If I'm Bruce Pearl, I'm looking for angels. I don't want any trouble, anything surrounding my program. I certainly wouldn't have that.
If he's done it once, he will do it again.
That's true. They say a leopard can't change the spots.
Well, here's the situation. After that had happened, Florida State dismissed them and said that they would not honor that offer that they offered him.
Mhm.
And it put him in a position to where now Auburn picked him up, and guess what? Bruce Pearl got a second chance. So if you're Bruce Pearl, what are you thinking? Are you thinking this kid deserves a second chance?
Maybe. I mean, that may be the train of thought. But like I said, if I'm the coach, I don't want anything to do with anybody that's got a shady past. Just because you're going to have to run a clean program. If he wants to continue his basketball career, which I know he does, then he's got to think about the future.
I
Of course,
agree.
he's got to win too.
Yes. Thank you for calling Just Sports. You on the air.
How you doing tonight, boys?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. I'm glad you called us boys because we were starting to feel old. Talking about all these young coaches like Coach Price and Coach Housley. Whew.
On the way to the field house, I found out I'm really on about the coach, but let me ask you a basic question. In the past, they've hired a firm to go out and look for coaches. Do you think that they need to do that? And one more thing, Lesson Brent, 20 days till spring practice to go to this. You just have a good night. I'll see you next week.
All right, buddy.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
20 days.
20
Wow.
days till spring practice. That's amazing. See, I'm glad we've got people like that to keep us straight.
I agree. And he was talking about whether we should have a firm that's looking for coaches. I don't think we should. I don't think that's necessary. It's a waste of money.
I agree.
I mean, you know these guys these days with the internet, their stats are everything's there. It doesn't take a genius or a firm, a crew of people to go out looking for a company. That's ridiculous.
You know what? I'm the university. I'm Dave Hart. For once, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to know what I'm going to look for. Why would I hire somebody outside to look for my coach?
I agree.
Thank you for calling Just Sports. You on the air.
Hey, fellas, this is Big Carnage the Great with one more answer for you.
Okay.
Hit us.
The answer is the definition of crazy.
The answer would be.
That's the answer. The question is, the definition of crazy is Les Martin wanting to hire another Louisiana coach. That's head coach.
Look, I'm telling you, just keep that name in mind.
The definition of crazy.
We're doing
Internet
that,
stop
bro.
the knowledge and he's gone.
That's a
It
good
is.
point.
It is a good point. It is where Derek Dooley
But
came
and
from.
also though, if I understood correctly, you said that's where Tyler Summit went to coach the girls.
Correct.
It's an odd combination, all those together. Real quick before we go, I want to mention Mike Brown, the Dixie Youth baseball season has begun,
Okay.
and young Mike Brown had 14 strikeouts the other night on the mound. He was dominating.
Really?
He actually had 5 strikeouts in one inning. Ask me how.
How?
Do you know how?
No.
Is it possible?
Without sitting here thinking about it, I don't know.
The rule of if the catcher drops the ball on the third pitch, on the third strike, you can run.
Correct.
He actually struck out 3, but unfortunately, they made it to first
Made it to
base.
first base,
right.
yeah.
So he actually struck out 5 in one inning, but and those didn't count in the 14, I don't believe, but obviously because they made it to base. But he was an absolute beast on the mound. Looked really, really sharp, playing a Lake City team, a good, solid Lake City team. So
Did they
nice
win?
job again. They did win. It's a close game, 4-2, I think, was the final. But
Wow.
good game.
Good game. Congratulations. And they are what? The Cincinnati Reds?
They are the Reds, yes.
Okay. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Reds.
The Cubs won as well.
That's
The
awesome.
Dixie, they also had a good game. So
That's awesome. Folks, our hour has come and gone. came and gone, has been here and then left. Either which way you'd prefer for myself to say it.
It all sounds good to me.
Yeah. For our executive producer, Honeybee, my name is Les Martin,
I'm Brent Allen. God bless and go Cougars.
WLS Sports Network.